What's 1 plus 1?
21.
Oh, ah, that hurt me. That took that took off years of my life. Anyways, two plus two, 2 plus 2.
Uh, hmm.
Come on now.
2 plus 2. It's two plus 2.
Someone got to go back to
I
kindergarten.
think it's
I think someone needs to go back to 3rd grade. Come on, bro.
Have
You
ever
serious
seen
right
that
now?
guy? Have you ever
What?
seen that guy? He's like,
What?
how deep or something?
Yeah, that's great. Can you just answer my math problem? It's for homework.
Did you ever watch like the guy
Come
who
on.
was like, what color is a carrot? He's like, um,
Look, dude, it's not
carrot.
hard. Just
I think it's a carrot.
all right. All right. I think even numbers are not your thing. Let's go with 3 plus 3.
3 plus 3. 6.
Yeah. 4 times 4.
24.
No. 5 times 5.
I didn't come here for a math test. I just came here for a podcast.
It's not. Oh, you're right. Shoot, I'm sorry. This isn't my gym class. I apologize. It's because I have another kid named Cynthia, and well, let's just say you two have so much in common, and you guys teach me so much to be patient, and it's
Wow.
what
You know
Wait,
what? Forget
what
it.
what? Speak your mind. What's going on? What happened?
No.
What did I say?
No.
What did I
you know
say?
what? No.
What did I say?
I said no.
Well, I'm saying words, and I speak the alphabet, so clearly you understand what the words that comes out of my mouth.
Okay, and
Well, I spelled a word for you. Well, I spelled the sentence combined with the words. You know how like English works, so I put
Oh
them
my
all together
gosh.
for you to speak, and clearly one of the words irritated you, and I just want to. I don't want any bad blood. I don't want to start any drama. I was gonna start drama before, but I'm gonna be the mature one here. Although I don't believe I am a mature one. But let's not get. That's another whole subject. But why are you so offended, bro? Why are you sensitive? What did I say?
oh, honestly, I blanked out once you said four. Once you said you had a class,
Guys, sidebar.
a student.
This is much more serious than I thought. I think she needs to go back to 1st grade. This is not okay. I cannot be babysitting for the rest of my life. Anyways, sorry, come back from
You
the
talk so
back
much.
Yeah, well, you don't say a lot. Anyways, hello guys, welcome to the Strangers Podcast. I'm your host, George.
Hello.
Yes, that is I, George, and my companion Carlos is here. Hi, Say hi, Carlos.
I don't speak English.
Hey, Carlos, listen. We agreed no offensive jokes. Look, I know we're Spanish people, but seriously, you need to cut that off. It's not cool, dude.
It's Hispanic, not Spanish. Spanish those.
Now you sound now you just sound Pakistani, and that really is going way too far.
Wait, hold on.
We'll talk about words. We'll talk about more this later. Guys, seriously.
Oh gosh.
So yeah, guys. I don't know if you noticed, but it's just us two right now at this moment. We're just a duo podcast. Apparently, somebody thought it was okay to go out for for a few minutes, and
Don't shade her.
Why?
She didn't know. She was probably going with her family, or I don't know.
Look at you defending her. Loyal as ever.
I mean,
Loyal.
half.
I have to. I mean, you could be honest, dude.
Who else
Hey,
is gonna do it?
no one's gonna listen to this. No one is. She's not. She probably doesn't listen to this. She's like, yeah, I'm
She probably
down, but I'm
doesn't.
not gonna. Yeah, it's okay. You can speak your mind. No harm, no foul. I'm not gonna clip this part and just send it to her. It's like, hey, this is you wouldn't believe what I just recorded. No, no, no. We don't throw dirt. We don't throw shade. Well, I would, but
Shady.
I would, but I know it's all for jokes and giggles. I don't mean it.
Uh-huh.
Anyways, so as usual, we got some topics to talk about, and it's not any fancy. Let's just jump right into them. So, the first topic I have
About
is
that.
what?
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Like
Bam,
good mythical
bam, bam,
morning.
bam, 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 bam. Yeah, that's how their theme song goes.
Sure.
So, Cynthia, do
Yes.
you do you personally overthink your text?
All the time.
Really?
Yeah. I
Okay.
overthought the text of you texting earlier about the podcast if we're gonna do it or not.
Oh,
I
wait,
really
what?
thought you were mad. I thought you were mad
Wait, what?
when you were
Me?
texting us. Yeah,
When?
I thought you were mad
What do you
earlier.
mean? What did I say?
I don't
Or how?
know. I
How did I?
think
Let me
since
look.
I like talk with either emojis or I'll add something like
Oh.
a like a random word into there just to
Mhm.
make it like I don't know, less dry in a way.
Mhm.
But other
Right.
people don't text like that, so I always think it's like a dry text, and I'm like, oh, they're probably mad at me or something, or like
It's
they're
like
mad or
passive
something.
aggressive. It's like very
Yeah,
passive aggressive. Oh my god. That's
yeah.
funny.
I don't know if you don't add like some kind of emoji or some kind of
I'm gonna make
like
sure I put a peace sign every time, just so you could not feel threatened by my text when I'm just really just genuinely asking a sincere question.
I don't know why. I don't know why. It's just
I'm just okay for me. Like I don't really overthink my text unless I have to be the one like saying it. Sometimes I really don't know how to get to my point or at least like say what I want to say. So sometimes yeah, I overthink, but most of the time I'm just straightforward with it. I'm just like no, it's like don't like sometimes I'm in the texting and I'm thinking, oh, should I say this or should I include that or that sentence sounds weird. Let me just erase it off. And then I just ponder for like 5 minutes just figuring out how do I say this. And sometimes like you know what, screw it, just straight up ask. I don't care how it sounds or I don't care how weird I I text it. Cause sometimes some people are like, "What? What do you mean?" Or like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Why?" It's like I'm just being straightforward. I'm
the
trying to
reason I
figure out.
get confused or I overthink is because
Hmm.
my friends also do like the same thing. They'll well, I can't really tell my like Emma, our friend. she
Yes, Emma. But shout out to Emma. Go follow her
shout out
at
to
her.
Emma,
Go follow her at.
but she's very hard to like in a way like understand if she's mad or if she's just being I don't know. It's just weird. I overthink it when I'm texting her because I'm like, is she mad or
No,
is she like just saying it like that?
I, I
Because
completely.
sometimes she is
Uh huh.
mad and then other times she's not, and I'm just like, I just get confused. She likes to
That's.
prank me a lot too, so she'll be like, oh, can I
Sh-
like?
uh huh.
She'll be like, oh, can I go to your house or something like this? Or she did that the other day. She's like, oh, do you
Dang.
think it would be okay for me to go to your house? And I was like, what? Why? I got so scared. I was like, I was like, what's going on? Is
My
something
room's
wrong?
a mess. Oh my god! I even taking the dishes out of my room. It's gonna be like you're just rushing
No, I thought
around.
something happened. I thought something happened like at her house or something.
You should just if I mean if she's that I mean let me just say there's a couple things about this like what for one thing you're very gullible because sometimes you believe people even though they're
I am.
like I feel like I like you can't be, I feel like I can't take you seriously when you think like when I say a joke like I was like oh go do this I was like oh my god did you I'm like no I was just joking like can you not tell she's like oh Yeah, no, sorry. I thought you did. Like, wow. It's like, but I mean, if Emma's doing that constantly, I mean, at this point, it should be predictable, right?
Thing. I get played all the time, you know. It's just no, because sometimes it's true and sometimes it's not. Like when I was in the emergency room, she really didn't believe me. Like I was like, "Oh, I'm in the emergency room." She's like, "What?" And she did not believe me. And so I showed her pictures that I was in the emergency room. She finally believed me. I feel like I just don't. We don't trust. Like we don't.
Emma's
we
just another
we
level,
prank
man.
each other.
She's a troll.
So, I don't know. I just can't take anyone seriously because I feel like it's. I
You're
mean,
just like you're questioning everything,
no,
their
I do
motive.
take people seriously. Hold on, I take that back. I take people too seriously.
Oh, okay. Too seriously. Oh. As long as they're emojis, and I'm like, they're just joking.
Use emojis when you text me.
It's like, hey, if you're texting me like for a prank, just make sure you put an emoji. Then I'll
Yeah.
know, like, aha, nice try, buddy. I mean, that's weird. No offense, but it's just like that's weird. Cause like I mean,
You don't have to use emojis. It's just I don't know the way people
no,
word things.
I, I s-
Sometimes I'm confused.
yeah. I mean, sometimes I'll use an emoji if I really feel like I want to express it very genuinely. But
You barely
no,
use them though.
I do, cause like I do. I just don't. I just don't know. I don't really use emojis. I just use them as a joke, but I don't use them to express how I really feel. Cause I just like this is me, dude. Like I'm just being straight up. Like I don't know. I don't think too much about it when I text. I just straightforward it and don't care what the result is unless somebody's like, I say, hey, will you be available? And be like, okay. I'm like, what does that mean? I don't know. But yeah, I just use it as a joke. Like if I want to add some flavor to my text, then yeah, I'll throw some emojis out there. But no.
I really like using emojis. Emojis are like
Yeah, they're not bad or
amazing.
anything. I have some favorites. I like some of them.
I
But
like
like,
changing it up though. I don't like using the same ones over and over.
yeah, I
I'll
try.
use
Uh huh.
like right now. I like the I enjoy using the fencing one, the little fencing emoji.
Oh yeah, for your what is it? Your nightly voice. Your
Yes,
nightly
it's
voice. I don't know what you
so
call it.
funny.
Your medieval voice.
Medieval,
Tis
yeah.
but a scratch. Yeah, I don't know why.
That
I don't.
one,
Uh huh.
and then the emoji that looks like disappointed with the peace sign. I love that one.
What?
That just describes me. I don't know
D-
why.
disappointed? What? What are you talking
The
about?
disappointed emoji. You know
Oh,
the one that's
that looks like it's okay. It's like the opposite of the smirking one.
yeah. He's
Okay.
like looking. Yeah, he's disappointed, and then the like peace sign on the side. I put like
I
a
mean,
peace sign.
literally the only emoji I really use is like a thumbs up or the okay. Cause like when I literally say okay, I literally put a thumbs up. Cause I do feel that when I say okay and that's it. I was like, that's so passive aggressive. Like that's when I put okay or K, it's like really it's just like I'm just like whatever. I don't care. Just. But I don't want to like leave that off if I'm like confirming something. So I just like okay, thumbs up or like the okay fingers.
Um,
So those are that's the like at least the only times I put
I used to
emojis
be
on,
like
but
obsessed with
I
the
don't really use
eyes
them unless yeah,
and
like
the
I
mouth
said,
emoji, but
unless it's a joke, and then I look for some really
um,
obscure ones. I'm like
some people
there
were
on
getting
the
kind of creeped out
internet.
about it, so I was like, okay, stop using it.
What?
Yeah, I don't know.
Creeped out?
They
It's
got
because you're
creeped out.
it's because you're obsessed with emojis, man.
I know. It's my fault.
Just gotta lay it down. Be simple, clear.
That's how I express what I'm saying, you know? It goes
Yeah,
with the vibe.
I mean, I guess so. I don't know. For me, it's like if you already could tell what the person is, how they're expressing it, then you should get it.
Um,
But I mean, I usually get it sometimes.
I
But
don't.
Huh?
I don't get it.
Yeah, you don't get it at all. You're just like, what does this mean? Like, you really think too much about it. Which, yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy. But I mean, I don't really well, when's the time some, I think I overthink it when I'm trying to explain something. Because sometimes I tend to explain way too much in detail. And I notice it, like, sometimes I'm texting and it looks way too long. It's like, okay, I don't need to explain this much. Like, I'm just gonna be overwhelmed. I mean, the person
Do you
reading this.
express yourself through words?
Yeah, express through my words. And sometimes a
Yeah.
funny voice once I,
I
if
don't
I
know
feel like
what
it.
I express myself through.
Uh, Awkward giggles and, be like, yo, bro.
Accents. Accents.
Accents. So, all
I
right,
do
mate.
use a lot of accents.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you use a lot of big words. Sometimes I'm like, whoa, what does that even
Big word.
mean?
What do you mean big words? Oh, when,
I don't know.
like,
This one time you said some, I don't know,
what did I
but you choose
say?
the right words. Like you choose the right words to
Yeah,
use.
yeah, because I know English. I know how to talk normal.
No, it's just like they're out of.
Hey,
I
listen,
don't know how to explain it.
don't you get at it. Now, see, this is real emotion. I'm getting offended. You yell, no, it's not. How dare you?
I mean it in a good way.
I hope so. Not just kidding. Uh, I don't know. I'm just not. I don't know. What? Okay, I think it's like I'm not really a jokey person when it comes to text because it's just like it depends, honestly. Because I'm not just gonna straight up tell you like a weird thing on my mind, like, "Hey, you know that pepperonis can fly?" What? I'm like, it's like, what is this nonsense? It's like, why are you sending me this? It's like, I don't want to be weird. I'd rather just be straightforward with it because I don't know. A text to me is just like a quickie. It's nothing. I don't know. Just nothing too special about it for me, I guess. I don't express too much.
Would you rather call or something?
No. No. No, it's not that either. It's just like a text is just to get straight to the point for me. It's just like that's it. Rarely it's a moment of conversation because I really don't get that much conversations on text at all. And phone calls, I mean, phone calls is just another story because it's like sometimes I try to prepare myself mentally. Like I see it ringing, and I was like, "Oh no, it's a call." It's like, okay, like I literally had to give myself time to just mentally be ready to answer the call. And be like, "Hello," and just like be ready to see what's gonna
It's
happen.
like an older person or like someone that's
Oh yeah, usually it's that or like the clinic or something. It's
yeah.
like oh, you got a doctor's appointment. You want to confirm? I'm like yes. Mhm. Mhm.
Bye.
Yeah, it's like okay. Oh,
Bye.
I wait. Was it a phone call? No, I actually thought I was just something came into my mind this morning. Um, what was it? I guess like this morning I ordered DoorDash because I want to get Pete's coffee because I was like I want something cold to drink, so I want coffee. And yeah, I ordered Pete's, and I usually pay attention to when they're coming, and like when I see they're up from my door, I just usually come out real quick. And the lady, she said like, it's like, oh, thank you so much for coming out just to pick it up. And I didn't say anything. I just grabbed it. I'm like, thanks. I just felt, and I realized like, oh, I should have said something. I just felt rude, and I was just like, oh, I
Same
should say,
thing yesterday. But it
wait, uh
wasn't
huh,
because of DoorDash or anything. I didn't order anything. I
uh
was
huh,
just gonna go with my dad because I usually go with my dad sometimes. But
mm-hmm.
I was walking to his car. I was walking to his car, and this guy came out, and he's walking like in the opposite direction of me, but we're like on the same sidewalk.
Uh huh.
And he's like, "Oh, how's it going?" And I was like, I just I smiled and nodded my head, and I kind of.
I could just imagine you doing it, but just like you don't do many nods, you just smile, just nod once, and
I
that's
had
it.
my mask on, so you can't tell if I'm smiling or not,
You're just
which is even
squinting.
worse. Yeah, I'm just squinting. Oh my god, it was so funny because I did not know what to say. I was like, "How do you? What do I say to? How's it going?"
You just said
Like,
good. That's it. Like if someone
yeah,
asks
but
me like
then,
how am I,
but then it's awkward afterwards because like, oh, like, good,
like okay,
but
first of all, like
okay.
I just feel like how are you is just such a not a good question to ask at all when you're just talking to someone. Because honestly, that's really all I'm gonna say. It's like good. Like I'm not gonna explain everything what's going on my day to random person who's saying how are you. I'm like good. That's it. It's just like
But
there's
usually when you see like a random person or something, you'll be like, "Oh, good afternoon," or like, "Good morning," or whatever time of day it is. But he said, "How's it going?" while I'm walking, and I'm I'm obviously going somewhere and in
oh
a rush.
yeah.
Like,
I don't know.
"How's it going?" is kind of like a conversation starter. You know what I mean?
It really is not. I mean, it is, but it's not a good. It's not a good one, because it doesn't start anything. It feels like an interview question. It's like good. It's like
I guess
it's like
so.
checking mark. Cause like literally like no one's gonna say good. I went to the store and it's like whoa slow down. I don't want to hear everything because there's some people who don't want to hear the whole spiel. Sometimes they just want to know. They just feel like it's. I feel like it's too normalized to just say how's it going or how are you because everybody says that. But like, does that mean they want to talk to you? No, they just say it because it's generally like a nice thing to say. I don't know.
Right,
Just
in a way,
just to say somebody. I don't know what.
polite.
Yeah, polite or introduce yourself, but it's like to be honest, it's really not. Like I've had I feel like I never liked that question at all. It's just like
I don't know. Well, the thing is, I totally blinked out and I just smiled and nodded, and
yeah. Yeah.
that's just how it
Yeah,
happened.
yeah, but like, and the lady, like,
And
I lit.
it's
Uh huh.
nerve wracking because you're trying. I don't know. I was trying to get to the car and this guy, a random guy that comes up. So
Yeah, that's just
it,
weird.
yeah.
That's just generally weird. Like, you wouldn't. You should. Okay, I don't know. I'm not gonna get into it because it's really not. It's like really not. I don't know. But like, I was gonna say my side of the story, like, literally, like, I realized like, oh, I didn't say anything when she said back, or I didn't respond to her what she said. So I was like, have a good day, and I just left, and it was just kind of quiet. And I was like deep down, I felt like it's like, yeah, that was awkward, but I don't feel awkward. The lady probably felt awkward, but that's okay, because I
I
feel
think I
fine.
just overthink it. Once I do something, I overthink of the situation and it just keeps replaying in my head. And I'm like, oh, I could have said something better, or I could have said something that was a little nicer in a way.
I mean, sometimes, yeah. But like in those moments, like you really weren't prepared for that, honestly. So it's like it really isn't your
Yeah.
fault. It's just something just happened across your road that some guy just said, "Hi, how's it going?" Like, um, okay. Cause like I get that a lot too sometimes. Back then when I walk a lot, some people would say, "Hi, good morning," or like, and sometimes like I hear they say that, and sometimes and I'm wearing headphones and I completely ignore it or just like act like I'm wearing headphones so I couldn't hear you, you know. But sometimes I will say hi
Why
back.
they don't like notice that someone's
I don't
wearing
know.
headphones?
I don't know. People just think, oh, he's. I don't know. That's one thing I just don't get. Some people just like are willingly just to say hi to a random stranger and like, I don't know you. I haven't personally. So why are you saying hi to me? I don't know. Okay. I mean, but I will say hi back, but that's if I'm ready for it. That's it. But other than that, yeah.
Well,
Cool.
actually, I have a question for you.
Okay. Shoot.
Um, when you go to the store or you're with your mom or and you guys are getting something, you're buying something, you're at the register.
Hmm.
Does the person at the register ever ask you, is this separate or together?
No. What? No. Never.
I keep getting that.
Really?
I yes, I'm at the register with my mom and she's like, she'll walk in front of me and I'll have something and I'll put it down right next to all the things that we had, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or I'll be in front and I already put something down, or I didn't put anything down in the first place. And they'll ask me, they're like, is this together or separate?
Mm.
And I'm just standing there and confused because I'm like, what? Why would you ask that? I didn't even put anything down, or I only put like one thing down. Why would it not be together? Or
Well,
it'll be a cart and she's like, oh, is this together or separate? I keep getting it. And it's like, I always look to my mom, like, Mom, did you hear that too? And she's like, yeah, it's like the 5th time that it's happened. I'm
well,
so confused why I get asked
okay, but
that if I'm not
okay,
putting
but
down anything.
uh-huh. But is your items really separated or just or they're really all together? Because sorry, I almost died there. But is your items like all together or are they literally like separate? Because I feel like maybe that's why they assume. Or or you just don't
Oh,
put them
they're all
together.
together. They're all together.
I feel like I feel like at this point I feel like you should ask like why? Because I really have no idea why does that happen to you. That's just weird. I never
It
get that.
happens all the time. I
No.
always get it, and I'm
Uh-huh.
so like, it makes me feel weird because it also makes me feel like I'm not paying for my stuff, and I feel bad that I'm not paying for my stuff. If you know what I mean?
No, I don't understand. What do you mean?
I
Like
don't know.
you're not like they
I don't know how to
assume you're
explain
an
it.
like they assume you're an adult already. It's like, "Oh, you're ready to pay?" I'm like, "Huh?
Yeah, I
What?"
think that's what they I think that's what they're thinking because I don't know. It's just weird that they always ask.
But they never say, well, I feel like they wouldn't say like, "Oh, okay, never mind. I assumed blah 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 blah." They don't really explain why.
No, they just ask me. They're like, "Is this together or separate?"
Hmm. Yeah, that
And
is
I'm
weird.
just standing there with her. I'm standing there with my mom, and I'm like, no.
Do I look separate to you? Where's the distance? But
I
are
don't
you
know.
really okay? What about this? What if are you really close to your mom when that happens when you're in the line, or you guys are
Yes,
really?
I am really close to her.
Oh man, that's so weird. I gotta ask Reddit because like, that's so weird. Like, I need to know. That's so funny. Like, I never hear something like that before. That's crazy. Uh,
I don't know.
hmm. I don't
Yeah,
get.
that was my question. If you get the same thing,
No, I never get that. I mean, obviously when I put the thing on, but that's it.
like,
But
okay,
no,
so the
no.
other day we were buying flowers. We were buying flowers for someone. I don't remember who, but I had a bouquet. How do you say it?
Bouquet.
Bouquet. A
A bouquet.
bouquet.
Yeah.
Okay, then I was gonna say it right.
Boo.
Um,
Okay.
I had one and she had one.
Mhm.
And so the lady asked to scan both of them and we like raised them up and she scanned both of the flowers and she's like, okay, is this together or separate? And I was like, that I was so confused because we're literally standing together. We just put both of our bouquets up. If we had it separate, I would have waited and told her, oh, this is separate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why would she still ask if it was together or separate? That's what threw me off the most.
I literally had to go to the store with you just to see this happen. Like I had to be far away from a distance just to see this happen because I really don't know. Like I feel like it might be something you're doing, but maybe you don't notice, or maybe it's just I don't know. Why would people assume that you're separate when you're clearly together? I don't know.
I don't know.
I
It's
I clearly never got that. Obviously,
it's
never in my
funny to
life.
me. It's
It
funny
is
to me,
funny.
but it's also like
It's
it's kind
something.
of
What's going on here?
weird. Like, is there something wrong with how I look? Do I look older or do I look younger? What is
I feel like
I
that
don't
might
know.
be. I feel that's what could it be, maybe,
That I
but
look
I'm not
older?
sure. Yeah,
Um,
I don't know.
probably. I don't
Some
know. I don't
are
even
you?
see myself that.
Do people usually tell you, do you look older?
Maybe maybe it's because of my mask.
What?
Maybe because of the mask, they see
Yeah,
only like my eyes and my eyebrows. I
yeah,
don't
guy.
know.
Yeah, guys, Cynthia, she wide, man. She hecka wide. She white as a those where those stores where they have those movable doors that just slide through. Yeah, she's that white, bro. But she's got good form. Okay, that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying anything else. She's just white. Nah,
I thought you
that's not
said
true.
white. I was like, what? What's going?
Yeah, that too. Yeah, good. You caught me there. I almost forgot that detail.
um, I don't know. It's just
No, that's very interesting. I just never, I just never hear that. That's so weird. But it is something to ask other people if they have experienced that. Let us know in the comments if you ever been asked if you were separate or together. That's so funny.
like to know.
Yeah, I would like to know too. Anyways, let's move on to our next topic. Do you, uh, do you ever usually have your notifications off?
I always have them off.
Really?
Always. I always have them. Yeah. My dad gets mad at me too because he'll be calling me and I don't answer because I don't hear it. It's
Well,
always
I
on
mean,
silent.
oh, well, I mean, you would kind of want phone calls and texts to be a priority to be on, because like that's kind of slightly important. Because
But I don't
you don't know
know.
when someone's gonna contact you.
I don't know. It's because no one really contacts me, so I don't. I
Well,
don't
you
have it
never.
on.
Well, I mean, as like parents or people who are family friends, because I get that a lot where people ask me like, "Oh, is your dad home?" or like, "Is your mom home?" or they're asking me about something else. So it's usually just I usually
I
get
don't know.
texts, but like I usually have them off too, of course, but never for texts and phone calls. It's like no, people usually ask me for stuff all the time,
But
either
you're
for
talking about like
favors.
notifications from apps and stuff like that. Is that what you
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, more specifically.
Oh, I have them always on because I don't. Nobody texts me, so that is basically
That's
my.
what's that
I don't
joke?
know.
I don't know what. Like this is like so like a call out joke, but it's like when you're what is it called? Like when you're not the popular kid, like no notification or just YouTube notifications. Like, come on, man, stop. This is messed up.
For real,
Like
that's
I
how
see
I
it all the time,
feel.
YouTube. Yeah, I mean some notifications I do off. I do have off, like mostly social media because sometimes it would just distract me because sometimes I look at it, I'm like, oh, okay, I won't see it, and then I get stuck in it for hours. I'm like, I was supposed to do something and I wasted my time being here because I saw a post on my
Yeah.
notifications. But yeah,
Well,
hmm
I yeah, I have everything on honestly. So sometimes I'll have like a bunch of things in my notification bar, and my mom's like, "Why do you have so many things? Like so many notifications for things?"
so I
I
gotta know everything.
yeah, it's not because I want to know everything. It's just so that I can feel wanted in a way. Because someone texts me. Uh,
I'll tell you straight up,
anyways,
it doesn't feel anything when I just see a YouTube notification. It's like, wow, this is all I get. Because then I know what time, like, oh, it's 11. I'm gonna get a YouTube notification that new YouTube videos out. Because it's always consistently every time at that hour. But I feel like that's funny for you, like for you, like you have notifications on for apps and stuff. But when it comes to text and phone calls, like, nope, all off.
I have the notifications, but I have them on silent. If you
hmm
know what I mean. But
Yeah, I see.
but I still get the notifications.
Yeah. But like, is your notifications like on or is it on vibrate? Because there's a difference for me. I usually have all my notifications on vibrate, unless or like it'll light up on my phone just so I don't get like think it's a text or something. Because sometimes I'll get like a vibration, I'm like, oh, who's texting me? And I'm like, oh wait, no, it's just my game app telling me to collect something.
Team
Like,
Pokemon. Go.
yeah, no, I don't get. No, I leave those off because I'm like, I don't. Yeah, I just don't. I try to keep game notifications off though, because like sometimes they get annoying too, because they constantly remember
I
it's
have
like,
that many
oh,
games on my phone.
I mean, I don't have that many many games on my phone either. I play like at least maybe one or two, but it's just only to pass the time or if you know, I don't know. I actually want to
Yeah,
grind
I only
some
have
nuts.
two,
Hmm. But
but I mostly
yeah,
have like like I'll have Amazon, Target, or some other. I have IKEA for some reason.
IKEA. I get
Yeah.
Target notifications, but I always like I was like I never really check it, but I'm like okay, thanks. I got there's a deal, cool, but I'm never
Oh,
gonna check it.
Starbucks.
Oh yeah,
Starbucks as well,
I got
and
Starbucks.
Postmates.
To me, it's funny. I get notifications about Starbucks, but I never use the app at all. I just use it to check what time's your store open. Because sometimes in Google Maps they don't really tell you exactly because I don't know they don't really update it, especially when it's like
That was
holidays
the
and stuff.
only thing I would use when we would go to Starbucks because I don't like talking to people. Also, don't like ordering. So just ordering it before time and picking it up is easier for me.
Mm.
So I have a bunch of points because of it too.
At least you
I
got
think
some
I got
benefit out
some
of it.
things free
Mm.
because
That's
of the
cool.
points.
I don't know. I'm just too like I have it, but sometimes I keep thinking to myself I could get some benefits from it, but I just too lazy to put money into the card or set it up. I just don't like setting things up because it's just like sometimes like okay, need your email address. Okay, confirm your email address. Okay, make a new password. Okay, make sure your profile.
Yeah,
Like stop asking me all these tasks. I just want to buy coffee. How's this hard?
that's why I like PayPal for everything. 'Cause it just keeps it all in one place, and then you can just
That's true,
add it to anything. But I
but
don't
I
think
don't.
they use
I
the
don't.
PayPal on there.
Yeah, well,
You just have to
sadly,
put your.
I don't even use PayPal either, even though I have a account there. I don't know. I just like just to order up front and that's it. Like to me, it's like yeah, it's I kind of don't like it because sometimes I have a bad. Sometimes I'm just like too nervous or something. Sometimes I
Always
overthink
get
it.
nervous.
Yeah, sometimes I overthink what I'm saying or how I sound.
Hmm. I start tripping over my words when I'm talking to them, and they're like, "Can you say that again?" And I don't have a very loud voice,
Yeah,
so you say,
I can.
"Yeah," like, "Yeah, I know."
You know, literally, I know because like sometimes you're just like well, earlier you were having problems with your microphone, and I like sometimes you'll speak quietly, but it just wouldn't pick it up. It would just be like silent.
I
So
don't have
yeah,
a very loud voice, so when I'm talking, or when I'm talking to someone that I'm ordering something, I can't. They can't hear me most of the time, and even worse because I have a mask on, so
you gotta
they
learn how to
couldn't
raise
hear
your
me
voice,
without
honey.
one.
Honey, you gotta raise your voice.
I know.
I mean, to me, it's like I like honestly, it's like mental. Honestly, everything's all mental about it. So you just it's like I just gotta go over it, just deal with it later. Like I don't care how I'm gonna mess up my words.
What if
I
I
want coffee.
yell too loud? Then what? They're gonna be like, "Why are you yelling?"
Then you'll know. Okay, don't do that. That's it. Cause like I feel like sometimes like I feel like I yell too loud when I say thank you. Cause sometimes I'm like thank you. And
so,
but
thank you.
that's because like there's so much anxiety build up that I'm just like thank you. Oh god, that was loud. They're like dang, I don't have to be so aggressive. Jesus. That's because I'm like
Amazing.
thinking it's just remember to say thankful. Like I literally that helps me so much is planning out everything I'm gonna say because if I don't plan it out, I'm just gonna be like this where I'm just like
Blank.
not blank. I'm just
That's
gonna not my whatever I'm gonna say doesn't make sense.
it's gonna be two words combined into one.
Yeah, just like it's like huh? What did you mean? It was like oh
That you.
yeah, that's me. Like, every time
That
someone's
you.
confused, every time I'm speaking, they're like, what did you say?
What did he say?
It's like, sorry, give me a sec.
Yeah.
Well, you know, speaking of like speaking, speaking of speaking, do you think, do you have a hard time understanding people when they talk? Because I personally,
No.
I do. I sometimes process way too long to figure out what someone's saying to me, and sometimes I'm just mostly it's with my family. So I don't know what it is. My family just has a hard time explaining something to me, and they're not very clear. Like my mom, every time she tries like, "Oh, we gotta got like we were at work, and I was supposed to disinfect a door handle, and she was always like, "Oh, the door over there." I'm like, "What door?" "The door to your bathroom." "But you were doing those bathrooms." Like, "Yeah, but the door, that door, the bathroom." So, but which one you're talking about? And then we start yelling at each other because she's not clear that she's talking about the exit door. And I'm like, you could have just. I was like, you could have just said exit door, mom. Why couldn't you say that? It's like I was, but you weren't listening. It's like, what do you mean you didn't say it?
Yes.
Yeah,
All
I
I
have a
have to
hard
say
time.
is yes. Yes.
Yes, as in
That's
what?
yes.
Yes, as
Just
in for you.
yes. It's yeah. Same thing.
Yeah.
Just with family members.
Yeah, it's mostly with family members, but sometimes in general too. Like in school, I know in school a lot they struggled sometimes when someone tried to explain to me something, and I try to be like I try my best
With
to explain. It's like
classmates or teachers?
teachers, like when they're
Oh,
explaining something,
teachers?
and sometimes I'm like, okay, sorry, can you explain that again? And they explain it, and sometimes I get it, and then sometimes I'm like, okay, I got it, and then mentally I'm like, no, I didn't get it. What is? I still don't get it. I don't understand. I don't want to ask again because that's just so embarrassing.
I think I would blank out a lot. If they say like if they start talking about a whole bunch of things or they're talking about a lot in a way, I start blanking out and I'll be
When
like
or when they speak too fast.
when they speak too fast, I'll blank out.
Did you understand everything I said now?
Yeah.
Okay. Just
No, I
making.
mean like for school
Oh, okay.
and
I thought you meant in general.
well at school I used to blank out a lot, but I don't know. Now it's now it's not fine.
Oh god,
I
oh god,
think
it's worse now. I have a hard time still. Yeah, and I was looking like I saw this in a post too about this question, and I saw someone saying there is actually it is actually a thing where people have a form of dyslexia, but it's audio type. Cause like
oh
this, yeah, cause like dyslexia, it's obviously a brain function disorder that causes our brain,
yeah.
to connect the words like dog, and sometimes you're just like, oh, for a cute animal or something. By I'm just trying to read off how this person explains it, but basically they're saying is like it may take a second to connect the word and meaning, but for some dyslexic people, it can take as long as a full 2 seconds. And the same goes for dyslexia and reading, which honestly, yeah, I feel like I. And they said obviously like this is not something you can say yes you have. This is obviously diagnostic. Just be sure you check on your doctor if it's something that serious. But I feel like in general, like yeah, I sometimes feel like I have that problem where I listen and like I hear them talking and then sometimes I'm just like, wait, what were you saying? Or like I only gathered one word from what they said and I just connected the same, just so I can understand anything. Like if I'm listening
Oh.
to a talk, sometimes I'm like I'm listening, but sometimes I struggle to understand because I'm just trying to process everything. And it's the same way too. When people speak way too fast, I just I just thought like, huh? Wait, what did you say?
Focusing on one word and then it just goes all downhill from there.
Yeah,
Blink
I
out.
mean, and I don't want to generalize, but but it's most like there's like a few people who speak like this, mostly like Mexicans. When they're speaking really fast. I'm like, whoa, how do you speak this fast? Like, and sometimes I don't understand them, and they're like they speak to you like in 2 seconds, and you're just like, huh? It's like that was a lot.
And
You know
it's
what I
usually
mean?
like people from that have different accents in a way.
Yeah, it's
Their
usually like an accent thing.
their accent, yeah.
It's very
Like
thick and
Colombian
it's like
for Cuban. Yeah, they have I think it's Colombian. Colombian is one that's pretty um, fast in a way. Oh, and
or Cuban. I don't
yeah, I
know.
said Cuban. I think I said
No,
Cuban.
no, you said Colombian.
I said Colombian and Cuban.
See, right now I have a problem. I didn't hear that. uh, say I didn't hear that.
Okay,
I'm
so
not sure.
okay, I have
Uh-huh.
another question.
Okay.
Was there anything that you felt was hard for you to learn when you were little, like school
Like for example,
wise?
what? School
For
wise?
example, yeah, because my dad used to think that I had autism because I I wasn't able to understand math. Like it took me forever to understand math
Mm.
in a way, but English, all that, the other stuff was fine. I was fine with that. But
Uh
math
huh.
was the thing that took me the longest. I was in fifth grade and they gave me a test for multiplication. I could not
Oh,
understand a thing. Like I was the only one in the class that could not understand, and I still didn't. I'm still having a hard time with it, even just now when like
like what? Like
using
you got
multiplication.
that test? Do you ever get those tests of those multiplication tables? Like they're all in a row, and
Yes,
you
and
just
they would
gotta get
have
them.
those like pizza parties after for them
Uh
if they
huh.
would get all of them. I could
Yeah.
not do those. I was never able to do those.
Like how much? Like how much? How many answers would you get? At least.
I
I don't know.
I
How
was
many are
like
there?
the
Like
lowest. I bet you that I was the lowest in the class.
you're like one. You're like I can't do it with my dissects. Oh no. Mm. But are you saying like what I struggle with in school as in a subject, like
Yeah,
history and
in
okay?
subject.
I would say,
Because there's people
mm,
that have like, for me it was math, but some people have it like English. They can't. They had a hard time with English, or they had a hard time with like history and stuff like that. History is kind of like whatever because there's
it's
not
just
much.
yeah, history is just basically remembering dates and
Yeah,
you explaining it,
but
yeah, stuff like that. Um, I want to say, well, no, okay, I was okay. I try to figure out what to say. Um, I would say around elementary school, I had a lot of hard time with English. Like, I just sometimes would struggle spelling things. Like, I love doing math. I was a freaking beast at those multiplication tables. Like, something about it just gave me dopamine in my brain, just like, just getting all these answers. But when it comes to English, like, I just have a hard time remembering how does sentences work or how do adjectives work, verbs, and like all those all those things that are just so important. Like I understand how a noun works. Just so people know. I know how a noun works now. I know how verb works now. Verb is an action. Um uh, but I will say a story about this cuz like I remember this very strongly. So in 3rd grade, this I remember this clearly. It was in the morning. So in 3rd grade, we were doing English and we are trying to, learn all those stuff like nouns, adverbs, and one of the things we're trying to learn is adjectives. And I was generally I was very distracted as a kid. I sometimes would doze off or just not pay attention or not follow along. I don't know. And there's more reasons to that, like as in like I don't do my homework all the time because I'm just too lazy. So I think the teacher noticed I was dozing off. She called me out. She's like Javi. I'm like, what? It's like, define me what's an adjective. And I was like, I don't know. And literally, I don't know why this teacher, she wanted to make an example out of me, out of everybody, but she wanted to make sure that I get what we were talking about. And so, like, we wouldn't move on. She was just on it on me. He's like, what is an adjective? And she's like, show me an example of all this stuff. And I was struggling. And I just couldn't figure out what was the problem. I was like, I don't know. And eventually she started raising her voice against me. Like, she was getting furious. And at that point, when she started getting mad at me, I just couldn't take it. I just started breaking down. I started crying as a kid. It was terrible, and I was just struggling. And then so she wanted me get make sure I know what we were talking about. So she took me aside. She said, "Go ask your second grade teacher." Literally, I had to go to my second grade teacher to ask her what's an adjective. And then I was like sobbing, crying. So I was like, "Where's the edited?" I was so broken because she's trying to explain to me, and I was so emotionally broken that I just did like she explained to me, but I was so broken that I just didn't understand what she said. And so I came back to the class. She's like, "What did you learn that?" And I said, "I don't know." And she's like, "Well, pay attention next time." Oh, it was so bad. She even threatened me. It's like, say, like, if you stop crying, otherwise I'm gonna take you back home myself. I'm like, whoa.
It's messed
Oh,
up.
yeah. I mean, deep down, like she was okay. Not to encourage this teacher or anything, but just to mention, like she was an okay teacher, but I think she's one of those like teachers who grew up to be strict parents. So I think that's what the thing is. She started using those methods as a strict person. But I mean, like I like when I think about when I remember her, like I remember she was usually nice to me all the time. So, but it's just that day was just, oof, just terrible. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I was. So my dad would try to teach me math,
Uh
but
huh.
I would just not get it at all, and it was it was just like simple addition, and
Hmm.
he ended up he would get frustrated too. He would yell at me. He would like we would be at like 12 in the morning trying to do my homework, and I could not understand it. So finally, he noticed that I used to collect rocks when I was little. I used to love rocks, just picking up rocks.
Uh huh.
Um, and I would just collect them, right? So he ended up one day grabbing some rocks and teaching me math through the rocks. Like he started like putting the rocks down and teaching me with it. And that's how I learned to add and subtract, basically.
Just by
And
rocks.
yeah, from rocks. So I ended up actually learning um, the addition and subtraction. I started getting it more. I understood it more now. But
I imagine it goes way wrong where you go to school and you're doing the multiplication table
and
and
I
you
take
just
up
turn
a
it in.
bunch of rocks.
No, no. But you turn it in, but all the like the boxes to fill the answer, you just stack them with rocks. It's like this is the answer. I'm like, what? Where's you get all these rocks? I put in my backpack. I'm like, I mean, you're right, but you need to write these down, honey. Sorry, but I'm gonna give you zero.
No, but I
Like,
eventually started getting better at it. Obviously,
hmm and now
when I
you have an
started
interest for rocks now because you collect rocks.
understanding it, I collect rocks.
Would you say that's because that's why you collect rocks because your dad teaching you math,
No,
or
I
is it?
used to love like rocks in general, even before the math part.
Okay, I see.
But the math part is what I'm talking about. That I just could not get
Hmm.
it. But I finally, obviously, now I'm fine.
I'm
I'm not-
fine.
I'm
No, you're just
fine.
like it's like wait
I
one
just
two three.
hate
Hold on,
math
give me a sec. I
still.
had to go in the room real quick. You're counting rocks. Just stacking like one, two, three,
I'm
four.
counting rocks.
Okay,
I
I
don't know.
need
I
10.
just hated. I it's I could not. Math
Yeah,
was just the worst subject for me. But everything
yeah,
else is fine, like English and reading and stuff like that. That was all fine.
yeah.
Um,
I mean, yeah, too. Like English, I wouldn't say I was bad at it. It's just like I just didn't pay attention. I was just very distracted. I'm easily distracted all the time, and sometimes I'm just fiddling around in class or something, and so usually it's that I'm just not paying attention. So that's why I do terrible in the like in English, for example, because I don't pay attention or don't do the classwork or I just don't do my homework. But I mean, averagely, I did okay in school. Like I never failed. I mean, I failed classes, but I never once got held back. I pretty much
oh
managed.
yeah.
Yeah. But you at least you have a benefit of having parents to help you. My parents could not help me at all because not to call them out or anything, but I mean, they didn't really finish school because where they lived because they had to work.
Yeah.
So of course they had to miss out education. But I mean, my
Yeah.
parents. I mean, my parents know how to they know how to count and multiply, of course. But like as a kid, like I didn't really get that much help. I just literally had to do it myself. And when I didn't do my homework, all the advice they could give me was like, "Gotta do your homework or no video games." That was it. That was my only motivation for my parents. And yeah, I mean, I did have people tutor me and stuff, but
So for
it
some
was
reason,
alright.
when they enrolled me in school, for some reason when they enrolled me in school, um I was categorized as my first language was Spanish. So they thought
Mm.
I only knew Spanish.
Oh yeah.
Um, so they ended up putting me in like these classes where I would have to be separate from everybody, and they would show me like cards and stuff like that, and be like, "Oh, what's this?" And they'll be
Triangle.
like a
What's that?
piece of bread or something.
Apple. It's apple.
But I remember this one time where I did actually get confused with a Spanish word and an English word because
Mm.
she was showing me a loaf of bread, okay?
Okay.
And for like 15 minutes, I could not say bread. I would literally, I was sitting there for 15 minutes. We were sitting there for 15 minutes, and I kept saying fun. I was like, it's fun.
Pan.
Fun.
Pan.
And, and the teacher that was teaching me, she's like, no. She's like, try again, try again. We were there for 15 minutes, and I was getting frustrated. I started yelling because I was like, it's fun. And she started cracking up because um,
Did she at least explain to you? Cause like at least give her a
no, she's like,
hint.
you have to figure it out. And then
What? No, that's not how you
finally,
do it. Uh huh.
finally, I figured it out that it was bread instead of fun. But it was
Oh my
just so
god.
funny because I could not get it. I was like, fun. I was getting so mad too. It was so
Mm.
funny. But,
Actually, I'm curious. Like, what was the language you've learned first? Was it English or Spanish?
um,
Like when you like obviously spoke more at home when you were little.
honestly, I think it was both. Because, well, my parents were always at work all the time, so I didn't really talk to them as much, and I didn't really see them as much. So,
Mm-hmm.
but at home, we would speak in English. But when I would go to like my babysitter, she would take care of me, and she would only speak Spanish. So
Ah.
I pretty much learned both at the same
Mm.
time.
Yeah, cause like my sister somehow she learned Spanish first. I don't know if like if this affected her a lot when she spoke English, cause I have no idea. But she like caught on Spanish very well. Like at home, she would speak Spanish very clearly and understand it well. And me, I grew up learning English. Like I don't know, something about English just stuck to me, and I was more understanding. And but for the longest time, I just could not. I just don't know how to. I just did not know how to communicate to my parents in Spanish. Like I knew some things what to say. Like it's the things like when you don't know like you don't know how to speak Spanish, but you understand Spanish. Like you know what they're saying, but you don't know how to speak it. Like I
Um,
don't know. I struggled a lot to like figure out how to like speak and stuff. Like I know how to say si, no, carro, but I remember like I would always put everything with an O at the end, and my parents would just get mad. It's like, no, that's not it. Just because you put an O doesn't make it Spanish. Like you know how you say like trunk, it's la cajuela, but I would be like la tronco, le tronco. So you're like, no, what? So what are you talking about? Like,
see.
no, that's not it. Yeah, I struggle a lot in Spanish, but it got better once I actually went to learn it in high school. And that fixed all my problems.
Yeah, I think at one point I did get to I understood more in English, but
Mm-hmm.
my grandma, she was like, she was decided to teach me Spanish, so
Mm-hmm.
she would sit out. We would sit outside because she used to have like a big yard, and we would sit outside like in the afternoon,
Mm-hmm.
and she would make me read a book in Spanish, and I would have to
Mm-hmm.
read. read the
Yeah,
chapters out loud.
that's also the thing too. Like I also like I learned how to read in Spanish too, and somehow that was much more easier for me. Like I could read perfectly fine in Spanish, but when it comes to conversation, I just couldn't. Like I knew what to say, how to say it, and because like my dad taught me how to read, but like I could read perfectly fine, but like I think I don't know if I understood what it meant either. I don't know. I think I kind of did, but I kind of didn't. Mostly with big words. But yeah.
I got better once I started writing it,
Hmm.
because I would read it and then I would write it. So
Yeah.
I think that's how I
Oh
got
yeah, but
better. But I didn't
mm,
get. They didn't really teach me. I just in school. 'Cause,
yeah, me
well,
neither. Like
we had Spanish class, but we didn't even take the Spanish class because we were just trying to get our credits by then. We were like, okay, we already know Spanish,
what do you
so
mean?
we're
Like
like,
you took a
okay,
Spanish class? Like
we
what was
didn't
the
take the
class like?
Spanish class. We didn't take it. We just
Why?
took a test and we are done.
Oh, did you? Well, you passed, right?
Yeah, but we
Okay
didn't
then.
take the class. We just did a test and we were done.
I mean, yeah.
We passed.
I mean,
So it
I don't
didn't really teach
know.
us anything. We
Yeah.
just we already knew. We already knew because
I
mostly what we
mean,
speak.
yeah. Of course, you mostly speak it. Um. Yeah. I don't know. Uh. Like I think with my Spanish class, like I knew immediately how to speak it. Like I know how to say the words because like all that reading training I had with my parents, that helped me out.
But you mean
And
like grammar
mostly,
and stuff?
yeah, like grammar, like saying your double R's. Like literally, everybody couldn't do it, and I could. Like there was a lot of people who had struggled to do the R's, like the double R's, and like, I'm like that's not hard. I'm a pro. I'm a pass. And funny enough, I failed Spanish because I didn't do the homework. So
Oh gosh.
that was the funniest thing about it, though. Like I knew how to speak Spanish, but I failed it. But that's because I'm a lazy person. I just don't want to. I just didn't do the homework. I mean, but I took it again another year. But yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
What's you know what's funny though, because
Mm,
that was the last year that they were doing that. That was the last year that they did that
what do you
of
mean
taking the
last year?
test. Because our school would allow that we would just take a test and we'd pass. But that
Mm,
was the last year that we were actually able to do it. The last year that we did it.
mm-hmm.
That was the only time we could actually do it because after that they were like, no, you guys have to take the class. So
Oh, I
everybody
see.
after us had to take the class. They can't do the
Mm.
test anymore.
They're like no freebies. We already let students did
Yeah.
that. It's
Yeah.
like they wrote it like you're the only students in that school. Like we were the only ones.
Yeah.
That's
And
funny.
that and teacher assisting.
Mm,
We use the teacher assistant for like for our credits and stuff, and and that's how we got like all of our extra credits, and that's how we were able to like
mm-hmm.
finish early with the credits. But after the second time that we did it, they weren't doing it anymore. They stopped doing
Mm,
it. So
yeah.
we're so happy because we got both the Spanish one and then the credits from the um, teacher assisting. If not, we wouldn't be able to graduate early because of it.
Guys, that's gonna be it for today's podcast. Hope you like it. Sure, we're pretty much short-handed today, but hey, it happens. A couple of plans, but it's all good. But anyways, before we leave, any final last words, Cynthia?
2 + 2 is 4.
Um, listen, Cynthia, that was an hour ago. You could have, you could have got. I mean,
I still answered it though, even if
you
it's
went.
late.
I've. I'm gonna cut this out a little bit, but there was a long pause. I just feel like you took your time to collect the rocks. And you're just like two right, it's 4. 2 + 2 is 4. Like you finally got it.
Now you're just making fun of me with rocks.
What? No, I would never. Guys, please send me a meme on Twitter of counting rocks. Big rock make a match. Oh, please.
My dad actually thought that I had autism because of that.
Yeah. And
That's
my
amazing.
final word is um the train go choo choo and the monkey go woo woo. Okay, that's how the life works. Okay,
Make sure
well,
to drink. Make sure to
no,
throw away all
no.
those baba awas that are in your room, cause
Oh, it would have been nice if you mentioned that, but you decided to answer a math problem instead. Now you're worried about people's health. Unbelievable.
wait, please, that's
Unbelievable.
nasty. Throw
No,
away
you're
all those
nasty.
bottles of
You're
water
nasty.
and
You're nasty. Picking up those dirty rocks. You don't know where those rocks, man. What if a dog peed on it? You should be cleaning your rock, guys. How about this? This is
you know
my
what's
actual
funny? I
final word.
actually
Clean your
had
rocks.
some. I
What?
actually had a box. I literally had a box of rocks.
Box of rocks. Rocks, box, bots.
And I think
Alrighty
I
then,
still have them
guys.
somewhere.
Well, they're somewhere, all right. Anyways, guys, that's gonna be it. I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Take
Have a
care,
wonderful
and
week.
yeah, have a fun, wonderful week or day or hour, whatever that's time wise. Enjoy it while it lasts, because
Where
it'll all
you
be gone
are.
soon. It'll all be gone. Memento
Oh
mori.
gosh.
Farewell. Bye bye.
Peace out.